All right, chat. Welcome to the very first episode of Kwala Reacts. Yay!
Yeah,
Let's
So, this
go.
episode is either going to be incredibly inspiring or we are about to witness some beautifully chaotic Web3 engineering. Either way, great content. I'm Akriti. I handle community and growth at Kwala, which basically means I spend an unhealthy amount of time inside Discord, Hackathon, Twitter threads, and some random late night chitter chatter. And one thing the whole Koala team realized recently that the community is building very fast, like genuinely interesting stuff. So we thought instead of just liking tweets and saying great work guys under every demo, why not actually sit down, review these projects live, talk through them properly, and give some reactions? So that's what this is. Before starting, let's just quickly introduce ourselves to the viewers. We can start with Raj.
hi, I'm Raj. I'm an intern at Kwala, and I spent all day looking at memes on crypto Twitter. And while doing that, I have my vibe coding set up, which keeps coding for me while I'm enjoying the memes.
I'm Smriti and I'm not an intern, even though I look like one. I'm mostly, and this series is going to be, for me, it's going to be about how learning how to do a podcast.
So, hi everyone. My name is Sahil, and just like Rajdeep, I am also an intern at
Yeah.
Kwala. So basically, what we do at DevRel Kwala team is, like from my side, I manage the tech support part. I manage the product technical documentation, and I also build use cases, which is also like coding more or less.
These is called Vaultwise. And what does it do? It
Looks
opens up
interesting.
this. So the first project is called Vaultwise. It says save,
Okay,
invest, and grow your
interesting.
money on chain. Pretty simple, and I like that it doesn't give random graphics or say some hype words. It just says say, save, invest your money. So once we click start invest, it asks you to connect your wallet. So okay, my
Interesting.
wallet is connected. It shows my wallet balance correctly. That's a good thing. It shows my Polygon balance, but I think it doesn't switch to the correct network. So I need to switch it myself. So that's a bummer. Okay. Then it says get notified on Telegram whenever you deposit, invest, or withdraw. And there's an option to create a vault. So let's just go ahead and create a vault. What are we creating a vault for? For our dinner tonight? We're gonna have a koala team dinner, right? How much is the budget? $10,000.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
put up the, like
Per
you can
person.
put your payslip amount.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I just say one day and let's go. And it pops up the wallet. It opens up this alert. This is a really bad UX because you shouldn't use alerts for forms. But okay. But at least the wallet does pop up. You all can see my wallet, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay, there seems to be some issue with the sign signatures. So maybe fix this. Make sure the wallet, the network, and everything is correct. And it says connect to Telegram bot. Okay, open Telegram. Don't see my Telegram though.
Can we go more deeper in the stack or talk about it? Like, what do you all guys think?
Yeah, so basically this is what I understand from the app is it's a vault like a mutual fund if any of you have used it where you just deposit your money and it is invested by professionals into some stocks or some other portfolio. And they have this option of a crypto portfolio. You track your own assets, or you could earn stable yield by earning from low risk stable coins. So this stopped me in case there's something that's jargon. So, Smriti, by the way, what do you get off this app? Like, what do you think this does? Because I think,
I don't know much about it, but I was just thinking about the colors. Whatever Web3 things I have been exposed to so far, why do they all come in the same color palette? It's
yeah,
just black
exactly.
and like
interesting.
purple or green when
Yeah,
people are
exactly.
feeling too fancy.
They use these
Yeah.
purple colors
Why
and
is
neon colors a lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's
it
quite
like
the
a very
trend.
psychedelic thing? Do you have to get high to sort of gauge whatever is happening in Web3 and be a part of it, or can normal people function here too?
I think it's more like mysterious, curious, dark, goth vibe
Yeah, exactly.
crypto products. Like they want to be like separated from very like
Instagram.
Facebook or yeah, Instagram, which is like very bright, poppy,
Mm-hmm.
all people inclusive. This is like very different. Most of them use these very darker tone shades.
Yeah, even Kwala
Right.
uses that, I think.
Even Koala has a purple theme.
Yeah, purple
Yeah,
is
but
the most
we
popular color in every chain, I think.
Yeah, like more or less in Web3, the techie mindset is kind of, like the builders, they work from a dark workspace, like a den or a cave kind of environment they create in their home. It's all blacked out, and maybe it's like the basement
sure
of a
Mind.
so
sure
maybe the environment, like inspires them to keep this as a theme.
Wow. I come from
Quite
Pinterest.
possible. But yeah,
That's
like
right.
from a creative perspective, this is a really good point.
I like the project overall because I think it works till certain point. Definitely needs a lot of other backend stuff that needs to get corrected. But till date, the amount of projects that you guys have seen, right,
Yeah,
which came out of our community and people submitted for like to us. So, what would you rate this project at? And also, let's talk about the problem that they're trying to solve. So maybe we can just discuss it on little usability, problem solving, and also what kind of project this is. So, what do you think?
Okay, so I'll rate it 1 out of 10 because it's not working.
Okay, how do I know that it's working? It looks black and blue to me, so I'll assume that it's a Web3 and a good Web3 thing. How do I know that it's not working?
So when you use a finance app, have you used any finance app like for invested in any stocks or something like that or an FD?
Yeah, yeah.
So you typically do that through a website, right? Or an app, yeah. So you do a transaction, you pay it using your card or your internet banking. You basically do a transaction. So in Web3, the transactions are done in a similar way, but you need to sign a message, which basically allows this app or whichever app you're using get access to your funds. So let's say I want to put my funds in this particular vault. So I need to
Mhm.
approve that much funds, whatever funds I'm depositing here. So to do that, I'll use a wallet, and a wallet has all my funds and it has a way for me to sign that access or that approval. So you essentially need to use a wallet, and these funds remain with you rather than remaining with a third party like a bank. In the Web2 world, you would have your funds in a bank or in cash. But for online transaction, you'd use a credit card or a bank. So this is the alternative way in which the access is still with you, not with a bank, but you can use it online. So that's how it's different.
And Vault-Wise doesn't do this job, right? It's not doing it well enough.
Yeah, I mean it is supposed to, it's doing half the job, but I think there's some issue, maybe some bug, or maybe the project isn't maintained right now. So maybe that's why it's broken, but it can be fixed easily. So my feedback would be to get every transaction working perfectly, and also the Telegram bot isn't working, so get that fixed. I'm sure this is Koala is being used there because Koala does
yeah, yeah.
send you alerts and does automation. And other than that, they haven't really mentioned what under the hood, how does it do provide this stable yield? That's
Right,
okay, I
correct.
think. I mean, for the end user, it doesn't really matter as long as you're doing it, the end user experience matters. So I'd say just focus on the experience rather than trying to explain how it does all of this. Crypto portfolio management, this makes sense. Like I could just connect my wallets and see what assets I've got, and it does show me my balance fine. So that's okay. Yeah, over to you, Sahil. You can give your feedback.
Yeah, cool. So the points we have covered are pretty good. So for me, I would rate this like out of 10, around 4, I'll say. So the UI is pretty good from a Web3 perspective. And as we can see, the wallet connection is properly working. So if the wallet connection is working, the features which they have provided, like send, receive, swap, or history. So Rajiv, if you could just click on them to test it out if any of these features are working.
Yeah, at least the front end is fine. Front end doesn't have issues. It's just that the wallet connection for the deposit was failing. So
Yeah, yeah.
and create wallet. So just some minor fixes. It will take probably 5 minutes if you're vibe coding to fix this. So
So
So,
apart from the UI, the problem which they identified, like we should have the custody of our own assets, or we should have the custody of our own funds, which is, like generally missing in Web2 or the traditional banking system. So in this, I guess they're trying to promote like we should have the custody of our own funds. And because it is our funds, we should, get to use them properly as per our investment plan or as per plan where we have the custody of our assets. Because even if you deposit in a bank, even if the money, like we have the ownership, the custody goes to the bank. The bank will decide what to do with our funds, with our investments. Saying like maybe they found this as a limitation in the traditional banking system, and the founders of this product or the people who are building this, they decided to overcome this limitation, and we get the custody ourselves, and we will be the like sole investors or something. So that's what I think. And again, like Kwala usage is pretty good. Like Kwala being a workflow automation tool, every time they make a transaction, like they make a deposit, they make an investment, they make a withdrawal, every actions are recorded on chain, and Kwala simply notifies them. So like it's a on-chain record, so it will be secure and it will be instant, as we all are, as we know how Kwala works. So Kwala utilization is pretty good in this case, and like alerts is something, or notifications is something we easily react to it or respond in a faster way. Using this, we can keep a track of our own transactions, where we have spent or from where we have gained. So overall, the problem statement behind this looks pretty good.
yeah, another thing like where you could use Koala for this particular app is in case some of you might have heard about rebalance. If you invested in an FD, a fixed deposit in a normal bank, there'd be some option where you can, based on the interest that you've earned so far, like after 6 months, you might have earned some interest. They'll have an option to reinvest that money into into your
Yeah, yeah.
whole pool. So reuse the yield. So basically, you under the hood, you don't have to tell your users, but you could just use like at some interval, like in crypto, the yield is usually pretty high. So maybe after a week, the yield might be 10%. So you might want to reinvest that 10% as well, add it to the principal. Let's say I've invested $100 and after a week it's 110, but that $10 isn't really claimed yet. So you could set up something using Quora that would claim that $10, add it to that $100 and invest the whole 110. So yeah, that would actually, increase the yield for the user. So
Koala can have a number of use cases on this. Even, like receivables notifier can be deployed. So once like let's say for example, I'm invested in FD, and the FD assures me like let's say 5% per month. So every time on the first of a month, when Koala can send me a notification that hey, it's time for you to get your receivables or something, because receivables is also a huge market, and mostly in business, like there's no actual physical money transactions or something. It's more of a word to word thing, and the payments are processed the next month or the after 2 months or something. So let's say today I make a like I bought some goods, and I'll be paying that person after 2 months or 3 months. I run a general store. So in that case, I'll have to keep a track record of all the receivables. That person whom I have to pay will also have to keep a track record of all the receivables. So these receivables we can run on chain, and Koala can work as a like a really pretty smart assistant with who will always notify us like, hey, this is the date, so and so receivables is expected from this and this person. So even that can be a pretty good use case which can be deployed on this product.
Yeah, to add to that,
Mm.
like you could even have some of the assets might have dividends, uh, like maybe $100 reward or $10 reward every week. So that can be paid out as dividend to the user. So there's
Yeah,
typically in most Web3 protocols, there's something called a claim option where you need to make a function call to a smart contract where you need to claim that money. It can't just be, it doesn't just come on its own. So set up a Quora workflow to do that claim. And then after claiming, it can either go back into the principal, like reinvested, or it can be sent to the user. So the user would be
right.
happy that they don't have to go and create another transaction to claim their money. So
Can we also automate this thing? I mean, the whole stuff about reinvesting your dividend in the same thing you invested in. I mean, the principal amount in the first place. Can we also automate that on Koala? Because, for an example, like we were talking about stock market and investing in stock market through an app. So I use this app which allows me to, which actually notifies me every 60 days that this is the unused amount that I still have in my account, the wallet precisely,
right.
and it's not being used. So it just, it returns that amount automatically in my bank account.
So basically, let's say there's this vault, right? So this is like your app, whichever app you're using, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's your bank account, and the analogy for that is your wallet. So let's say
Right.
there's some funds in my vault which are not actually invested in some protocol yet. It's just lying there in the vault, not really earning money. So it can, we can set up a workflow using Koala that would
Yeah.
make sure that will just keep a check on your vault and see if all the money is actually invested somewhere. And if it isn't, maybe you could set up a recurring kind of automation which checks it every day or every week, something like that. And it notifies you on Telegram or on Discord or whatever, on WhatsApp, that okay, you have this much money lying in your vault, you can withdraw it, or it just auto withdraws it for you, sends it to your linked wallet.
It doesn't auto invest it for us, right?
Yeah, just like it auto invested for us, it can even, send it back to you.
Yeah,
Achha,
like
okay.
maybe we can put up some timestamp limitations, like after this and this time, I want it back or I want to withdraw it.
You could
So
set
yeah,
a lot of
that's a really good
thresholds.
question. Like,
Yeah, you could put thresholds, a lot different kinds of thresholds, like um it keeps checking that repeatedly or checks it based on some particular event.
yeah, agree. Like we should use money to make more money. Like that's the basic fundamentals of investing. So
Yes.
we can, like put a lot of thresholds. Like every 60 days, I want a market update, or let's say I put a timestamp that after 60 days, I want to like let's say Soul reaches so and so amount, like 150 or $160, and Quala will automatically notify me that hey, Soul is at 150. You can either buy it or you can sell it as per your requirement. So yeah, like we already have built a couple of use cases around that on Koala. So yeah, like it's pretty interesting in the DeFi domain.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for
Those,
that,
yeah.
Sahil, because I think USDV, I would really highly recommend to stay in touch with all the things that Koala is going to do, because that is something that we are working towards. That is something that we are very excited as a company to solve the problem in Web3. So, great plugin. Great
Yeah,
plugin for like foreshadowing something that Koala is going to solve. So, kudos to that.
that's the plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Awesome. So I think Akriti, you can rate the project out of 10, and Smriti can also rate. Sahil rated
Hmm.
4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll say it's like up max 4.
I think definitely the functionality, it needs to work for
Yeah.
for it to get rated. I think, but their heart and soul was in the right place. They picked up a pretty cool problem statement, and seeing all the other projects that have been
He's
working,
rating
like
it
see,
0, by the way.
yeah. So we can have like overall four-ish vibe to it.
You're such a
Not
critic,
to
Raj.
discourage, not to discourage. This is pretty cool attempt. I understand whoever made this. Kudos to the community member. But yeah, I think if you want to connect to our DevRels, if you wanted to connect to how to enhance it better, definitely Raj and Sahil would be there for you to discuss on it.
Always. Yeah,
And
yeah.
please reach out to us if you feel like if you want to discuss more on this and how better Kwala can help you execute your idea. But
Has
yeah.
anyone worked in supply chain in anything that has like a brick and mortar business?
Well, like,
Yeah.
there's no
If that
on-ground
counts.
experience as such from my end as well.
Smithy has?
I just said that I've written documents for supply chain, if that
Okay.
counts.
Okay. Yeah, that does.
Enlighten us on that. Then.
Yeah, I think you could tell what you understand with from this screen because I haven't actually done this before. Okay, I'll just give what it seems to me. It asks me if I'm a manufacturer, a carrier, or a wholesaler. So I could manufacture my goods and then create those batches for shipment and seal them, like package it or something. And I could also be a carrier who just transports and then monitors the this thing transport process. And then it would reach the wholesaler. So I could be a wholesaler and use this product, receive the goods, and then verify that it's all right or not. And yeah, then I guess the manufacturer and the carrier would be paid. So that's what it seems like. Who would like to? I send the link as well. So
Yeah, so just to simplify what you said, I'll just convert this into a simpler example. So let's take the chain of how farming business works. Let's say I'm a farmer from Punjab and I've cultivated something. So that makes me the manufacturer. Let's say, for example, tomatoes or potatoes, something. So I've like cultivated potatoes, and then there will be a carrier who will carry that from, let's say, Punjab to Delhi. And in Delhi, there will be a wholesaler who will buy the lot and sell it to like people. So, and the whole purpose of this application is to track the tomatoes from different perspective, from a manufacturer's perspective, from a carrier's perspective, and a wholesaler's perspective. So this is how like I'm processing it myself from a layman
hmm,
perspective.
yeah, nice. So
So yeah,
yeah, it's just
yeah. So I just thought I'll just simplify it to process in a better way
yeah, they have given examples of
because
vaccines here, and but yeah, I think tomatoes example is better.
that's more relatable, bro. We are Indians after all.
When you said Punjab,
This
I was
looks
thinking of
cool.
transporting something else, but never mind.
No, that is within Punjab, not beyond Punjab, I guess. Or I don't know.
And
Like I'm not
temporary.
sure if that.
Okay. Smriti, your turn. What do you think about this?
How does it function? What is it solving? I haven't even gone through the website.
Okay, so first look at this page and what do you think it does? And then we can just click on each of them. It says choose your
Yeah, I
operating
think
role.
it's helping you keep a track of your product, the manufacturers, carriers, and wholesalers,
Hmm.
and we can go and check how's this product, how's this thing, whatever this thing is, it's helping manufacturers, carriers, and wholesalers.
Okay, okay.
Can you just
So
click on each of them,
yeah.
and I
So
can maybe get
let's say I'm a manufacturer in Punjab and I'm manufacturing mRNA vaccine because that's the example they've given. And 100,000 units. And you can actually seal yeah, it actually minted something. Batch seal on chain.
Oh,
So basically
it's
you do,
working.
yeah, so you do it in your physical warehouse or manufacturing unit. And then
Mhm.
when it's done, you'd come here and just, put it on chain, put it in the dashboard, on the console.
Okay. Every business you do, a digital record is saved here.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool.
Logbook.
Yeah,
This logbook business.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's a proper
that's
ledger only.
that's what, but
It's
it
digital
didn't
ledger.
ask me for a signature though. It just logged it on its own. Because usually it would ask for a, pop up my
Yeah, it
wallet.
asks for permission.
Yeah. Okay, but still, it looks nice. Okay, and let's see if it's available on the carrier side. So I minted this, and if I open the carrier dashboard, it has
Okay,
okay,
wow, they've covered a lot of things here. Average temperature, humidity.
okay. There's some issue with the app maybe. When I refreshed it, it
So
kind
is
of
this
broke.
Sahil and Raj, is this like a real-time transportation visibility thing, platform, or
Yeah, it's
how is it
supposed to
connected
be.
to web?
Yeah, it is supposed to be real time, as in the actual environment through which the goods are going, that they are tracking. Like this data is this only, like it is not real time, but that's the idea behind this, and it's pretty good
Yeah, at least the UI is pretty
considering the,
good. But I think there's some
yeah,
issue
yeah,
with the
actually it
app.
is good.
Like the three should be interconnected in a decentralized way. So just to give you context, this could be done using, any tool basically. It could be done using WhatsApp. It could be just you could make a WhatsApp group and
Yeah,
between these three parties and do it. Uh, or a
Mm-hmm.
platform like a Google Sheet or something like that. But having it
Yeah.
on chain, what it does is it's public, or like it's at least public for these three parties, and they get to actually verify these shipments. Like, okay, manufacturer has sealed the batches and sent it to the carrier. So that's one transaction that's verifiable by all the three parties. And then the carrier's location could be tracked and logged on chain. And then when the carrier has handed over the goods to the wholesaler, then they could just verify it and send another transaction on chain to make sure that all the payments, because the payments would go back to the manufacturer, right? The carrier would also be paid.
right.
So just to make sure everyone is paid correctly and there's no issue as such. So that's why an on-chain system is a lot better. But I think the app, the design is really cool, everything is cool, but I think it's not working right now because the wallet is connected, but it's
Maybe,
not.
yeah, yeah, it looks still under development.
Yeah, when I created this, yeah, it's gone back again. So just need to fix this. It's not fully functional yet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you guys could
And do
give
you
your.
think there are others who are looking for such kind of problem to be solved? Like, is
So
this
I
a
so
hot topic right
yeah, it's not a hot topic, but I think last year I came across someone who was actually doing business, and a lot of these companies. Okay, so there are physical businesses like transporting goods in huge quantities, mainly industrial goods like plastic commodities or like metal. So that does happen between China and other countries like India, as well as African countries and a lot of other countries as well. So they actually do settlements in crypto nowadays. And for those kind of, parties, businesses, they were actually looking for this kind of a dashboard, and this other person I know, that person was building this kind of a dashboard for settlement in crypto. And yeah, this is a really good use case, especially if you can tap into the right market and get in touch with the right clients, like clients in both ends, like the exporter, the manufacturer, the wholesaler. So yeah, I think it's a
Right.
pretty cool thing.
It's precisely providing on-chain services for a particular industry. It's not solving something which was never solved in the first
Yeah,
place.
right, right.
So very right.
Yeah, exactly. So
Maybe Raj, to add with your point, this can, like we can highly relate this when it becomes a cross-border situation. Let's
yeah,
say you're
exactly.
living somewhere in India and the shipment you have sent is somewhere in, let's say, Sri Lanka. You have no access
Mm-hmm.
to shipment. You have no idea who is, like handling your goods, or who is actually, like representing your goods to do some business. So in that case, if like there's a legal MOU signed between the two parties and everything, and that's, like digitally saved on the blockchain, digitally saved in a smart contract, it won't lead to any further legal issues in case things don't go as planned. And because like many of the times it happens that through seaways or like on the borders, even though the goods have the permissions to carry them, like the carriers have the permission to carry the goods, but some of the other product may be like not be the one which is listed in the list. It might be something else, and that can lead to a lot of legal issues, or like it can also lead to huge loss. Like millions can be lost just because one product is not listed. The whole shipment can't go further. Like it's a red signal for the whole shipment. So in that
Right.
case, it's better like before doing the business, we are prepared with all the legalities, and they are stored digitally as a copy on a blockchain, so that it can't be like reversed, or it can't be immuted once it is like permanent and signed by both the parties.
Yeah, exactly.
And to, as I was going through this, I also realized one more problem can be solved by this. Like to continue with the cross-border thing. So even, when we're doing international business, we have to go through a lot of like foreign exchange part, then this service expenses part and all that. But cross-border
Right.
payments or digital asset payments or crypto payments, they don't need any of this. So it will be a very instant payment no matter where you're sitting in the world.
Yeah,
I'll not have to go through
payments,
any legal compliances.
right. Foreign
Yeah,
settlement takes
exactly.
several
So
days typically.
the cross-border limitations can also be covered by this platform. Like if they integrate or add the payment section like as a separate web page or something.
Mm.
And even if my let's say I'm a manufacturer sitting in India, so this will be a huge chain, and I'll have to convert from INR to euros to, like, I guess,
Yeah.
like to a couple of through a couple of currencies, and that will be very expensive for me as well as for them. So even
Right.
these cross-border payment limitations can be solved through this like Web3 version of this product.
I was just asking, does Koala provide any such feature as well? Cross-border
Yeah,
payments, I'm aware of that.
yeah. So
But
basically,
um,
Koala
yeah.
has Koala has something called smart wallets, which can
Yeah.
handle user funds, and it can do these automations like sending the money automatically from the manufacturer to the carrier or the wholesaler to the manufacturer whenever these settlements are done, whenever the approvals are there from these parties. So you would typically you
Mhm.
have a smart contract for an escrow and connect Koala to that smart contract. So Koala would listen to the changes from, receiving the shipments and then verification and add a page. Like you already have a page here, right? You have this is the wholesalers page. They have an accept custody, so or reject. So when they accept, it would pop up your wallet and sign a transaction that yes, and Koala could listen to that event, like acceptance event, and it would automatically settle those funds which were in the escrow. It would send the money to the manufacturer. So Koala can definitely help with this. So the two
Great.
parts.
So we're not supply chain people, but we're also catering to their needs, right?
Yeah, exactly. So so
Up.
our addition to this, like this is pretty cool, but add, manage the money for them, like be the escrow for them. That would actually help them do the whole thing rather than just keep track. Because right now it's just a logbook. If you add the escrow, that's where
Mhm.
the magic comes in. That's where the value add comes in. So do that and try to get onboard people, onboard manufacturers, wholesalers.
I think we have in detail discussed this project. I'm just excited to know what all like rating you guys are gonna give to this project.
I'm gonna rate it, I
Hmm.
think, 7 out of 10. It's not a very tech heavy project, but it's the idea it's solving is good. The earlier project that we discussed, it's a very I just go back to that for a minute. The earlier project we discussed was Vault Wise. This is something everyone builds, and getting customers for this is really hard because there are a lot more better projects doing this thing. So
Hmm.
unless you're doing something really cool, really unique, no one would trust putting money in your wallet. So that's why I gave this project one. But this project, even though it's not functional yet. It's buggy, but the problem is a lot more niche. There are a lot more potential customers here. It's more of an untapped market, so that's why give it a 7. What about you, Sahil?
Honestly, I'll go with a 6 on 10 thing. So yeah, again, the idea, the logic, everything is pretty good, and this is a very real world problem which they're trying to solve. So like for a second, I was imagining myself on the position of Jeff Bezos. Amazon is like delivering lakhs, like crores, billions of products worldwide, and they have to keep track of every single product. And like uh, I'm not sure how much of that actually they do it like on paper or like official records, or because on paper official records it will be like such a long leisure, and it will be so difficult for them to manage it, to keep a track of every small product, like let's say from a MacBook to a small stationery pen, everything Amazon supplies. So to keep these records, it is very important that they shift to I'm pretty sure they must have shifted to a digital ledger, and Web3 or blockchain is something that can be very beneficial for them. So again, yeah, like really like the idea, the approach, and this product really has a lot of potential. Like if they, as I mentioned previously, if they try to integrate another payment portal or something, let's say like similar to PayPal or Stripe or something, to simplify the cross-border payments part, then this product can scale to a large extent. So yeah, like that's from my side.
So that's it. This project all discussed, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys can rate it as well, Smriti and Akriti. Then we can move
Yeah, yeah,
on.
definitely.
I mean, it's around 6, 7 only. I think definitely
Yeah.
the project is dealing with a good topic, as you all said. Would have been really cool if we could have seen it working a little bit. But I think it has a lot of potential. So, as a lot of things Kwala do support that they are trying to do right now. So, maybe this can actually potentially convert into a real business.
It's again a 7 for me because it has potential to, work out.
Awesome.
It was a like quite a fruitful discussion we had, apart from the dumb talks as well. But
Yeah,
yeah, like
thank you for
overall, it
your
was great.
contributions, Smriti.
We should definitely connect for more such talks and collaborate again.
Join Kwala community, guys. Please. That's all we are asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we
Bye.
need to
Bye,
cut
guys.
that. Bye.
Bye.